The city of Lawrenceville discovered in 2006 that its well number 3 was contaminated with high levels of uranium. For residents in Lawrenceville that own wells that tap into the same water source, they're finding their own drinking water is also contaminated. Lawrenceville gets 85 to 90% of their water from Gwinnett County, which is surface water from Lake Lanier. The other 10 to 15% comes from 11 wells, several of which are contaminated. The city looked into reopening the wells because of the extreme drought conditions and when there began to be disputes over water prices with the county. Uranium is found almost everywhere in small amounts and is not harmful in low concentrations, but when it is consumed over long periods of time, it can be very harmful, causing kidney damage and bone cancer in many cases. It is mostly consumed from water like that from well number 3, where it leached through the surrounding soil and accumulated in the groundwater. Residents like Terry's who own wells in Lawrenceville were notified about the contamination in a public service announcement last December and were told where to send samples for analysis. The Terry's have lived in the same house in Lawrenceville for 30 years and this is the first time they have tested for uranium.
The routine health tests don't test for uranium. Had to send the sample off to a lab in Florida that is the closest place that does uranium testing.
For now, the Terrys are depending on the bottled water until they can have a filter installed on their well pump. But Lawrenceville is not the only city in Georgia that can be affected by uranium contamination. If you own a well, you're encouraged to have your water tested as soon as possible. For CSB News in Lawrenceville, I'm Jan Lukács.